Indiana, your thoughts on their keys to victory?
Yeah, they did not do an effective job against Ohio State early running the football. They abandoned it way too early, and then they tried to revitalize it way too late in the game. And Tyson Lawton had a couple of big carries. They were starting to get him going. And we know that Curtis Rourke can be a big, strong athlete, and they should use him in the run game as well. We've talked about the weather and the snow being a huge implication here. I think a lot of these teams are going to have problems trying to throw the football. If you remember, I don't think there's going to be as much snow as this game, but anyone who watched the Bills completely smoke the 49ers on Monday Night Football, or it was a late night game, primetime game, they relied on running the football, and they used Josh Allen as a runner. So I think that seeing what Indiana does well and knowing that they've got a couple of decent receivers, Surratt's a good player, knowing that they can't rely on the passing game because they're probably going to have troubles holding up against this Notre Dame pass rush, they have to run the damn ball. That's the biggest thing for me, Blake.
I agree with you. They're going to have to I don't know if they can protect Rourke long enough. I mean, you couldn't against Michigan. You couldn't against Ohio State. And quite honestly, I'm not blaming anything on him. My man was taking shot after shot. Every time he threw the football against Ohio State, he was damn near getting hit. I think Kurt Cignetti's game plan against Ohio State was pretty bad. And I'm going to continue to stick to that. Why are you trying to put Curtis Rourke in these passing down situations? Why? Like, I never understood it. Now, one thing is for sure, if Indiana can run the ball in Ohio State, they can run the ball on Notre Dame, in my opinion. I think that they can have some success. The problem with me on Indiana on a key to victory, you're just going to have to be able to protect up front and pass pro against your offensive line. I think you can win some. But in the snow, in that weather, in that environment, can you? I mean, it's not necessarily the most favorable situation to put yourselves in. Joe, I'm trying to find ways. I was trying to find ways today on how Indiana can win this football game. I don't know. I really, really, really don't. The only thing that I could see about Indiana winning this football game is you replicating it in NIU. What do I mean by that? The philosophy, not the game. Philosophy is we're going to run the ball for 4 yards and we're going to line it up and run it again. And then we're going to run it again. Basically what Notre Dame wants to do, you got to try to replicate that in some forms of fashion. So that would be the only way that I see them winning.
They have an uphill battle. It is not a completely impossible first-round matchup for them against Notre Dame. There's a path that they could win, just like everyone criticizes Indiana for being unproven. As much as it pains me to admit it, Notre Dame is equally as unproven. So, I mean, if not more unproven, because they didn't face a team like Ohio State that's in this playoff field. So, they could get it done. I agree. I partially agree with you. I don't know if I feel great about them in this matchup, knowing their weaknesses. They need a lot of what we've talked about here to go their way. They need to play a really sound game.
Oh, very sound. The thing is, man, is that pass pro would terrify the hell out of me if I'm Indiana.
Yeah.
You better get the ball out quick, is all I'm telling you here.
Yep.
So we'll
BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.